An elegant open floor plan is the ultimate modern home dream. It feels bright, spacious, and perfect for entertaining. However, achieving that magazine-ready look is deceptively difficult. Without the physical boundaries of walls, many homeowners struggle with a limbo effect where furniture feels unanchored, acoustics become echoey, and the intended luxury turns into visual clutter. The critical layout mistake, the wall-hugging syndrome. The most common error in open-concept design is pushing all furniture against the perimeter walls. While this seems like it would maximize space, it actually creates a cavernous, awkward void in the center of the room. This makes the living area feel disconnected from the dining area and forces guests to shout across a sea of flooring. Professional strategies for seamless zoning. To fix this, interior designers use invisible walls to create distinct functional zones. The anchor rug technique, every zone needs a foundation. A large area rug should act as the boundary for the living room, with all furniture legs, or at least the front legs, resting on it. The dining area should have its own rug, ideally in a complementary texture. To signal a change in purpose, the sofa as a partition, instead of a wall, use the back of your sofa to delineate the transition. Placing a low console table behind the sofa further reinforces this boundary and provides a surface for lamps or decor, adding layers to the room's silhouette. The rule of clearance. To avoid the feeling of a dining table sitting on top of a sofa, maintain a minimum of 36 to 48 inches of walking space between furniture groupings. This traffic lane is essential for a functional flow, the game-changing trick for narrow or awkward rooms. If you are working with a long, narrow space, designers utilize the linear alignment trick. Instead of trying to center everything, align the main pieces of furniture along one side of the room to create a clear, straight walkway on the other. Use vertical elements, such as a tall bookshelf in the living zone and a statement pendant light over the dining table, to draw the eye upward, breaking the tunnel effect and adding architectural interest. Lighting and cohesion. To ensure the two spaces feel like a unified combo rather than two separate rooms that crashed into each other. Coordinate, don't match. Use a consistent color palette, e.g., the same wood tones or metal finishes, across both zones. Vary lighting heights. Use a low-hanging chandelier over the dining table to create an intimate destination, while using recessed lighting or floor lamps in the living area to provide a softer, ambient glow. By treating the open floor plan as a series of interconnected rooms within a room, you eliminate the clutter and achieve a layout that is both functional for daily life and sophisticated for entertaining. Layout number 1, the linear grid. The linear grid is the foundational blueprint for maximizing efficiency in elongated, rectangular floor plans, such as railroad-style apartments, shotgun houses, or modern open-concept lofts. This layout prioritizes a streamlined flow, ensuring that a narrow footprint feels intentional rather than cramped. 1. Architectural alignment and circulation. The primary challenge of a long room is the tunnel effect. To counteract this, the linear grid utilizes a dedicated circulation path. By keeping a clear walkway, ideally 36 inches wide, strictly to one side of the room, you prevent traffic from cutting through the center of conversation or dining areas. This creates a psychological sense of order and mimics the hallway function without physical walls. 2. Functional zoning. To define the space, divide the rectangle into 2 or 3 distinct functional zones. The dining zone, typically placed closer to the kitchen or the entrance. Use a rectangular table that echoes the room's proportions to reinforce the linear theme. The living zone, positioned at the opposite end, usually anchored by the room's primary light source or architectural feature. The transitional zone, a small breathing space between the two zones, often marked by a console table, a large floor plant, or a change in rug texture. Point 3. Establishing focal points. A linear room requires a strong visual anchor to stop the eye from sliding across the space. The media wall, a custom built-in or a sleek, low-profile media console creates a horizontal weight that grounds the living area. The perpendicular sofa, placing the sofa at a 90-degree angle to the long wall, serves as a soft wall. This physical barrier clearly demarcates where the dining area ends and the relaxation area begins without blocking sight lines or light. Point 4. The 6-inch rule and furniture floating. The most common mistake in narrow layouts is wall hugging, pushing all furniture flush against the perimeter. This emphasizes the narrowness of the room. Breathing room. By pulling the sofa and chairs just 6 to 10 inches away from the wall, you create shadows and depth. This floating technique suggests that the room is wide enough to accommodate space behind the furniture, instantly elevating the perceived luxury of the home. Negative space. Utilizing negative space around the edges of furniture allows the architectural lines of the room to remain visible, which prevents the cluttered look common in smaller apartments. Point 5. Designer pro tips for the linear grid rug placement. Use 2 separate area rugs to define the living and dining zones. Ensure they are large enough that all furniture legs, or at least the front legs, sit on the rug to anchor the individual grids. Vertical interest. In a long, horizontal space, introduce vertical elements like tall floor lamps, floor-to-ceiling drapery, or vertical shelving to draw the eye upward and balance the room's proportions. Lighting. Use distinct lighting for each zone. A pendant or chandelier over the dining table and a mix of floor and table lamps for the living area, to reinforce the separation of spaces after dark. The back-to-back layout represents the pinnacle of sophisticated interior design for expansive, open-concept living spaces. It is specifically engineered to solve the cavernous room dilemma by creating distinct functional zones without sacrificing the airy feel of a large floor plan. 1. The central anchor, strategic sofa placement. In this configuration, the sofa is treated as a floating architectural element rather than a piece of furniture pushed against a wall. The floating sofa. By positioning a large-scale sofa or a deep L-shaped sectional in the center of the room, you establish a clear boundary for the living area. This creates a room within a room effect. Spatial geometry. For square rooms, centering the sofa ensures symmetrical circulation paths on either side, which promotes a balanced, high-end hotel aesthetic. Visual weight. A heavy, plush sectional acts as a visual anchor that prevents the furniture from looking lost in a vast space. Point 2. The transition element, the console or sideboard. The most critical component of this layout is the buffer piece placed against the sofa's rear. This serves as the bridge between the lounging and dining zones. Concealment. Many sofas, even high-end ones, have plain or utilitarian backs. A console table hides these seams and fabric stretches, replacing them with a more architectural silhouette. Proportions. Ideally, the console should be 1 to 2 inches lower than the top of the sofa back. It should span at least 2/3 of the sofa's length to maintain visual harmony. Material selection. To elevate the look, choose materials that contrast with the sofa upholstery, such as a marble-topped sideboard, a reclaimed wood table, or a sleek blackened steel frame. Point 3. High-end styling and layering. The surface of the console table provides a curated stage for decor that enhances both the living and dining perspectives. Ambient lighting. Placing a pair of matching table lamps on the console provides mid-level lighting. This eliminates harsh overhead shadows and creates a warm glow that defines the transition zone at night. Verticality and texture. Incorporate a mix of heights using tall ceramic vases, sculptural objects, and stacks of oversized art books. This breaks up the horizontal lines of the furniture. Functional utility. In the dining context, this sideboard can double as a butler's station for holding wine decanters or serving platters during dinner parties. Point 4. Zoning and traffic flow. The back-to-back layout naturally dictates how people move through the home. Clear pathways. By using the sofa as a wall, you create a natural hallway behind it, guiding guests from the entrance or kitchen toward the dining area without interrupting those watching TV or conversing in the lounge. Rug integration. To solidify the zones, use two distinct but complementary area rugs. A large plush rug under the sofa defines the soft zone, while a flat weave or low-pile rug under the dining table defines the hard zone. Acoustic benefits. Breaking up the center of a large room with dense furniture, sofa, and hard surfaces, sideboard, helps dampen echoes and improves the overall acoustics of an open-plan home. Before implementing a layout in a compact or open concept environment, it is essential to master the principle of visual zoning. This design strategy utilizes psychological cues and sensory boundaries to organize a space without the need for restrictive physical walls. Without these invisible borders, furniture appears to float aimlessly, leading to a cluttered and disorganized aesthetic. To create a professional, cohesive environment, you must employ specific design anchors. 1. The foundation, strategic rug placement. Rugs serve as the structural anchor of a zone. A common design failure in small spaces is the postage stamp rug, one that is too small for the furniture it supports. To achieve true visual zoning, your rug must be large enough to ground the entire conversation group. The rule of proportions. Ideally, all four legs of the sofa and armchairs should rest on the rug. At a minimum, the front legs of every piece of seating must be positioned on the fibers. Psychological impact. This creates a defined island of comfort. When the feet touch the rug, the brain registers that you have entered a specific destination, the living zone, distinct from the surrounding walkway or kitchen area. 2. The atmosphere, layered lighting architecture. Lighting is the most effective tool for defining the height and mood of a zone. By assigning unique light sources to specific functional areas, you create pools of light that separate the room into distinct chapters. The dining zone. Install a statement pendant or a modern chandelier directly over the dining table. This creates a vertical axis that draws the eye upward and anchors the table to its specific footprint. The living zone. Use a three-point lighting system. An arched floor lamp provides task lighting for reading, while architectural flush mounts or recessed lighting provide ambient warmth, color temperature. To further differentiate zones, consider subtle shifts in Kelvin. Use warmer, dimmable tones, 2700 K, for relaxation areas and slightly neutral tones, 3000 K, for dining or transition spaces to signal a change in utility. 3. The vertical plane, height and sightlines. Visual zoning also requires managing the vertical space. You can define boundaries by using elements that vary in height. Tall greenery, a large fiddle leaf fig or olive tree can act as a soft pillar between a workspace and a lounge area. Art groupings, centering a large-scale gallery wall behind a sofa reinforces that specific wall's purpose as part of the living zone, rather than just a corridor. Floating furniture. Instead of pushing all furniture against the walls, float the sofa in the middle of the room. The back of the sofa acts as a low-profile partition, creating a clear hallway behind it while keeping the sightlines open to maintain the illusion of a larger space. The L-shaped offset is a sophisticated architectural strategy designed to resolve the challenges of irregular floor plans and compact urban living. Unlike traditional linear layouts that can feel restrictive or tunnel-like, the L-shaped configuration utilizes a perpendicular orientation to create distinct functional zones without the need for physical partitions. Which of these modern layouts would work best in your home? Whether you are dealing with a studio apartment or a sprawling open-concept house, the L-shaped offset offers a blend of elegance and practicality. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you found these ideas helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more professional interior design inspiration. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.